You want me to turn it off?
Yeah,
It doesn't work over there?
stuff like that.
What?
Stuff like that.
This one?
Yeah, pull it out.
Oh, you modified it?
Yeah.
Good one. That makes it easier.
Yeah.
Hey, what's turned up? A big box of Zignoli brakes.
Ooh.
Ooh.
These are waffles.
There's more for you.
There you go, cut the leaf.
Okay. Right. I'll make up some wires, eh?
Oh yeah, I touched the accelerator, the throttle.
It doesn't work, does
Didn't do anything.
No, doesn't work.
It fired up all right though.
Oh, yes. Okay, so
I didn't shrink it because I knew we hadn't finished the loom, so
yeah,
it shrunk to about here.
yeah. And that's our temporary.
That's our temporary, yep.
So if I go through this hole here,
Yep.
along here, we come in the back. We're going to put two big relays here.
Yep.
And see about if I can cut this out and put a small one for the front.
Yep.
Because that's like, what do we have? Do we have 18 and... Oh, I have to look at the specs on that fan. Lots and lots more.
Grunty and gruntier.
Shitloads and... Even more than shitloads?
Shit ton.
Shit ton. Oh, shit ton. Yeah. Shitloads and shit ton.
That's been modified.
That's modified.
Yep.
So that comes out down here.
Well, yeah, it would.
What's our Teco? That's the start.
So that's our start. So you plug that in.
Plug that into the start, so I've got to pull the other one out of that. Glow plug goes to the other one of those.
Yes, yes.
So I'm going to pull that out the back, put a plug out the back here.
Yep. And you need to feed the start from there to here.
That little blue wire that normally goes through here, toodles through into there.
Yeah.
It's a blue yellow wire. It's a blue yellow wire.
Yep.
Blue yellow.
Yeah. You just go into here.
Yeah, and an ignition feed from the main relay to there. I'll attempt to get some wiring done tomorrow while you're not here. You've done the gearbox loom. You've changed your little issue down there.
Yeah, but the plugs are now compatible.
And we've had...
we've got a dust cover in it, so.
And we've
I've clipped it up out of the way so it can be driven around. And
we've got...
PCV.
Charcoal canister. Got to find one. We've got injectors done. Funnily enough, two of them didn't work.
Oh, funny enough, it fired up really nicely.
Yep. So we sent the injectors away, and the man rang us and said, hey, two of these injectors don't go. I'm like, yeah, two of those injectors weren't going. So we put them on the grunty tester, fired them up, ran the good fluid through them, bang, they came up good. They're within a few percent, the whole lot now, so that's awesome. Well, we can't really do too much tuning until we get an exhaust. That's kind of important, eh?
Exhaust and accelerator pedal.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to just drive by computer, not wire.
What is it? You didn't even use the computer to drive in.
No.
No.
No, because they had injectors that work.
Yeah. And fast idle.
Yeah.
And we've talked about the fan, and we've talked about the fan, and we've talked about the intake, and we've talked about the fan, and Jace did a beautiful job of mounting this big derail fan, and we're going to do it again. So we're going to move it down to allow for this intake. And hey, I think that's going to give us the best result so we can get an intake in here. We're trying to get it into that standard air box, so it's just that bit in there. So that's our plan there. Should I put some clamps on these heater hoses or something, eh?
Yeah, hang on.
Make some clamps. There's lots of little bits and pieces to do, but the main focus next is sorting some wiring, integrating that fella into the truck. So that's going to be my mission next. Sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Not too bad. Not bad as the full drive one.
It's not bad. It's just lots of time to sort it. Got to just get my head around it, get motivated, and I'll get it sorted. We'll be sweet.
No doing really. I'm an ag. No more wheelies tonight.
No more wheelies.
No more wheelies on the egg.
No more wheelies.
You
No. Bump on the head after doing wheelies on the egg. Also, damaged shoulder.
Isn't that shoulder already damaged?
No, that was the other one.
Oh.
That one's, the other one's the enhanced one. That's the clean one. Yeah, that's the damaged one on the other side. Right. Let's talk in, we're working.
You have a goal something not to match the match.
Not to match them. Yeah. My mum matched them in hips. She's got the reinforced hips, so I'm just going for the shoulders. Collarbones. Righto. Make it work again. Make it turn on the key. Mission today, work on the key. In our workshop, look, all the cylinders in a line. I don't know how that stuff works.
I'm slowly bringing some class into the workshop.
So Jason was in here this morning and you'll see the fan move down. He had done a beautiful job of mounting the fan before and then he undid it.
It's not as nice now.
Yeah, it's going to do the job. He also, while he had it off, he rolled these pieces of aluminium. So we've got a piece of aluminium here. The same at the bottom.
Those ones have the factory rolls on it still.
Oh, they had factory rolls. You didn't actually cut them. He was doing a practice the other day on this piece of stainless. You see a lot of guys when they do they put a blobby pit like that. We'd extracted this from another job and he got in and he did the roll, the nice roll. And you can get quite a lot more than that if you really get carried away, eh? Get it really big.
More on those.
Aluminium was easier than the stainless?
Just a bit.
Yeah.
It's softer and, you know.
So now we're playing airbox. We've got some bits. This is actually like a piece for a factory Commodore, but it's designed to go that way. We have our piece of silicon, which I think Jason's going to get in and cut down soon. He's going to make it so it sits in there like that. And then we're looking at the airbox, trying to get it to go in there. And I'm actually wondering if we can get an alley bend here, a 90, poking out, and then bring it the rest of the way. Build it in aluminium. A nipple sticking off for the breather. For the breather.
Egypt as well.
And an air temp nipple.
Look up to that edge.
Air conditioning temp, Jace.
Yeah, this one. Look up to here. It almost reaches.
Not, oh, yeah, you could make. No, the earth isn't long enough.
That's right,
We can actually put the front on, eh?
Yeah, I'll go put it right there in it.
Yeah, bolt, but yep, okay. Then we'll just stand and look at it for a little while.
Yeah, that one's standing and looking at it. Right.
Do we start and we cut this? Because we are going to use that.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to use that 90-degree elbow. So if we get that cut, like so, then we can actually put that in there and see what it looks like. You're smearing grease everywhere, Jace. You got a slippery finger? Jace with the slippery finger?
Exam?
No thanks.
Okay. Yep.
This is just touching, but only just, and this is hanging down, so that's actually pretty good.
I think that's success. I'll order another one, eh? 102, 90, the same size to go on here.
On that one?
Yeah.
And then we just have to do a piece.
So, adapter between them.
It almost looks like we just about get it straight, but not.
What?
Have I got a piece of 102 alloy?
Alloy, you can just put a bend in it.
Mm. Hey Chase, it's really loud inside. Really, really loud.
Put some earmuffs on then.
I think I'm going to need to put earmuffs on to do my wiring. So we've moved on to wiring. Jace, here's earmuffs.
Yeah, just doing some wiring.
With earmuffs. Right. I saw that you had these pipes out, and there's green stuff. You're committed, aren't you? You're committed that it's not... Shh, that's inconvenient.
Committed what? It's not going to leak. We've already had it running. And I fixed the leaks.
Yep. That's because you hadn't had the bead roller on it, eh? Now you've bead rolled it.
And I sealed I put a little sealant around that.
Oh, and the thermostat housing?
Yeah, even though it's going to rub seal.
Just not quite there.
Just wasn't, you know.
And you did some lowering. So you do some lowering.
Yep.
So we've been playing with the airbox and coming up with a solution for the top. So normally we take like a 3UZ or another model of car, we put it in the top. But this is what we've done so far. So we've got the big bit of silicon, and someone may have cut it just a little bit short.
I'll do short, perfect for that. It's not short at all.
No, not anymore. And then we've inserted it very carefully into the top of the airbox. We're putting a bit of sealant and gluing it in there nicely. And the idea is we're going to sit it here. Was there a third clip on this somewhere?
There was, but it no longer works.
Oh, because you've moved it round.
Yeah, we may have to make an extra hole. There's normally a clip onto here. Normally clip onto there, or there, actually, one of those ones.
Yep.
But there's no clip there, is there?
Right.
But we can...
So we have to do a change of some sort to try and put another clip on it.
Well, there's... You might get... Oh, well, there's a thing there.
Because that's going to be right underneath where we are. That's where it normally is, but it's been moved around.
Yeah, well, they normally clip... That's where it is, but they normally clip onto here. Seals pretty good too, like it doesn't...
It actually seals pretty well too, doesn't it?
Yes, so that's why I wasn't too concerned about it.
Yeah, we might get away with that. So we've kept with the natural line, and we had to lower the airbox. We had to take the rubber grommets out to get it low enough so it clears.
Stops out.
Yeah. And then we're going to have a piece coming from here. I've managed to find another one of these, bring it around here, and all we have to do then is take it from here to there. Yeah, that is, which would hopefully.
Sounds easy, but it won't be.
And Jace we're running another loom under the engine bay. So we've got these wires that just plug in to the fuse box under the bonnet, but there's some that are inside that normally run through the loom. We've changed that a little bit. And I'm in here. At the moment I'm just wiring up the stock ECU. There's our Link Thunder, and there's relays and fuses down the side in the darkness. These ones, they plug in like standard, so no modifications, no changes there, they just plug straight into the factory loom. So that stuff just works. Really simple. These happen to be the same as a 3UZ, so that's quite handy. And I'm going to pop the earths in. There's the earths, yeah, those ones. I've got my diagrams, my own hand-drawn scribbles. In the special Hilux folder that we do that many of, I've got a special folder, which I'm sure guys would love to get their hands on. We're moving wires in there. Oh, but look what turned up. Jace, oh. Check it out. Slip your hand in that box. We've got a long bend.
That's not going to work.
And a straight bit. Because it's such a long angle bend, eh?
Yeah. Because we've got that straight bit.
Yeah.
There's always 90 out of that if you can get it tight enough. Yeah.
So that was a short radius 90.
No, tight radius, yeah.
Tight radius.
Nope. Probably should have got some more hose clamps, hey?
I can't think of everything.
Well, I just thought of it now because I've seen it.
Yeah, right, so let's just have a bit of a rummage and see what we can do, eh? We've been chasing more suitable silicons. Oh. We're doing stuff in here. I'm going to go into the office and I'm going to get some paperwork ready, and Jason is going to animal this to pieces and make it all fit. So we put some relays, and we sit them into there, and then we get the relay with the fuse on it. So that does the that'll do the big derail, and then we're going to put a little one in as well, hopefully fused off over here somehow. We haven't got an exact plan, but we've got a bit of an idea. And we move some wires around in here, and the idea is we're going to run some wires through here, through a hole over there that Jason enlarged, where he was making noise when I was trying to wire. Yes.
You're responsible for your own business?
I am, yes. And he's been trying to raid the throttle body. As we've explained before, Jason, we don't work on things in a line.
Yes, we do.
Okay, V8. No, like not
6-cylinder, inline, smooth, lovely. Make more power than these little girly things.
whatever. Won't drop it on the ground.
Whatever. What's this going to make? 300 horsepower? 350 horsepower?
Between 350 and 400. This should lay down 350 to 400 horsepower at the back wheels.
Oh, that's cute.
Bog standard. Unmodified. With an aftermarket computer on it. Stock standard throttle body. Already drive-by-wire, Jason. We don't have to go buying it. It's already drive-by-wire.
So is mine.
And we're going to run it through that standard airbox, and it'll make 350 to 400 horsepower.
So mine was standard drive-by-wire.
And then you took it off.
Yeah, I took it off.
And now you're trying to put it back on.
Yeah, I took it back.
So we've got a plug to the front fan here, which just pops through nicely.
Yep.
And then this big derail fan, what do we do? Do we earth that directly to the body, and then we put a DTP 2-pin plug on that?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or do we put a do we have a nice earth point in here? Because I would normally bring it all the way up to the proper earths.
Just bring it up to there, eh?
So either we extend that one up, and then we put.
Yeah, let's bring it up to there.
So you'll cover it up here, so you can unpick that if the fan has to be removed.
Yeah, well, there's a bolt hole.
Yeah, it's not nice. Let's bring it up here so we know that both the fans are earthed up here.
There's the other clip.
So then we've got fans mounted earthed here. Bring that up so you can get that sort of stuff done. But don't lose, that's my start trigger. We don't want to lose my start trigger. And it's from the glow plug relay. Jason did some stuff inside the glow plug relay. So the glow plug relay and the glow plug fuse is the fuse for everything that's inside that cabin that we're putting in. There's not a whole lot of load because of course the fans are outside, so we've got fuel pump and the engine computer, not a whole lot. Righto. Have we done anything today? We spent the whole day and the wiring looks nutty.
We've made a mess. We've made a mess.
You've drilled a hole in the firewall. Better get that sorted.
Drill the hole.
You've drilled a hole in the... Better get that sorted. I've actually put... I've got a plug that plugs in. See that plug? That body plug? That is now completed. And it plugs in. Factory. And then this one. I'm working on this one now. I've got some in it. And I've got to do the alternator light.
I'm a fucking space shuttle Galactica.
You made Space Shuttle Galactica?
Whatever the hell the fucking Star Trek thing is. With all these ECUs.
Oh, yes, you did. Jay's mounted ECUs, but we can't see it because it's in the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have one little problem. I got my diagrams. I got my diagrams out. And I said, we'll do the cruise control. I'll check the cruise control. My diagrams don't have cruise control. Oh well, we'll just make that up. Right, let's call it a night. So I had an epiphany, Jace, and I sneaked back last night and I used the factory body plug. You know, I told you the factory body plug was really, really long. Well, I cut like this much wire off it, off the big one, and I repinned it on the back side because I had the right pins. And then I went to do the small one as well. Turns out I don't have the small pins. The 025, whatever it is, pins. Yazuki. So luckily I didn't cut that off because otherwise I would have been in a bit of a problem. And I pulled a favour. Talked to the boys at Waikato Toyota who want to see this next week when it's got an exhaust, and I got cruise control info. So that makes for the extra pins that are on my ECU. And I got the data for the cruise control switch. It's an analog input, so it changes the voltages, the voltage levels. It's a series of resistors in the switch, so it goes in through one analog input. And then you've got to set it in the ECU for the cruise control switch. So you put one input in, and then you say it's a resume at this level, start at this level, on at this level, off at this level. I've been busy.
Cool.
Right, I'll run some more wires.
I want my battery on charge.
You put your battery on charge. And you do some fan wiring.
Sort of done.
It's sort of done.
Yeah.
It really looks like it.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got to go to... This is what Jace does in here. Look. Oh, wait, no it doesn't. Inside the glow plug relay. Just becomes a big contact. The engine has become the work stand, and there's more wires out of the car than in the car now. It's more apart than we started. 3/4 of the through the day, and it's more apart than we began. But, how did you get on this morning going to the wreckers?
Oh, I could have done with a beer.
Well, you took the beer to the wreckers.
I know.
Jace this morning went for a bit of a raid, and if you know the right people and you take beer, you can pretty much get anything you wanted, which in this case happens to be a fuse box out of a KUN Hilux. Look at that. We needed a couple of terminals, so this one is going to be sacrificed to the conversion gods, and we will be using parts out of it. And it was a box of beer. We're almost done under here. This loom, it was easier than working under the cabin, is plugged up. We've got to put the OBD2 plug in, and I've started working on the relays and fuses to go in. We fitted up the new fan fuse. Oh, there it is, that one there. New fan fuse in the factory spot. So it looks a little bit neater. And the two big grunty fans, with the derail fan is getting relays with fuses in. It's coming along nicely. Tomorrow is another day. I also mapped out my cruise control. Thanks to the guys at Toyota, Waikato Toyota. Hopefully we can make that work as well. I'm on a bit of a mission now. I want to get the exhaust on this car. And I've organised the exhaust place to sort it. I'm just way too busy to get that done. And I don't really like doing exhaust, so I'm not going to do it. So fingers crossed I can get the wiring nailed tomorrow. We spent pretty much all day yesterday, all day today. Bit of time tomorrow. Plug it back together, configure it, test it, check everything works, put a front bumper on it, get it ready to go on a truck to get that exhaust done. We'll see how we get on. It is still quite a bit to do. We might even be lucky and the silicon might even turn up for this tomorrow. Couriers come in the afternoons. See how we get on. Jace, there were no magic fairies and over the weekend.
Geez, I go away for fucking... How many days did I go away for? 4 days?
Yeah.
4 days and you do nothing.
Feels like that, eh? I did buy some sheep. And I bought some calves.
Oh, yep.
I had to be a farmer and buy calves. And I had to be a farmer and buy... Well, I didn't have to buy the sheep, but I bought some sheep. I got some workshop sheep coming to clean up around the back of the workshop.
Oh, yeah.
2 little ewes, Wiltshire, self-shedding. They lose their wool, don't have to shear them. They can clean up around the back of the workshop and the front of the workshop. So we don't have to mow it.
Yeah.
And calves.
Doesn't help the wiring situation.
No, it doesn't. I did fix a 4-wheel drive too. It was kind of cool. I went 4-wheel drive. I actually had some time off, so that's quite nice. Right, I'm going to run one more wire on that lot. And then I will do the relays and fuses. And the intake arrived. You can do the intake tube today. Don't cut this one too short because we don't need another one for the intake and for the airbox.
Didn't cut that one too short. They were cutting that.
We don't need to start on my one. Oh, Jay-Z stuff in the workshop.
It's very little, isn't it? Like,
very small, very sexual. So that's a Bosch 86. Is it 86?
82.
82 Bosch.
It's quite nice.
Do they actually have a proper clamp that goes on there too? Can you get the proper clamp?
There's guys that do adapters to them, but yeah, I'm not sure what goes on there.
I believe there's a proper clamp for them, eh? Something. Clip in. It's a nice unit. Cheap. Will it fit your throttle, your manifold, you think?
No, we'll have a look at it then later. We'll have two soon.
It isn't here, is it?
It's in the back of the Suzuki.
Oh, you actually brought it?
Yeah.
That's why you were unloading this morning, so you could bring your 6-cylinder stuff into our V8 workshop.
Yeah.
Breaking the rules.
Breaking the rules.
Breaking the rules. Kind of looking like it's back to standard. We'll put the cover on that. You see we've got the little wiring running along. Oh, you can't actually, you can't see it. Tucked away. Go through our grommet that we've increased the size of that hole in the firewall. Engine loom's done, ready to go back in. Kind of looking pretty positive here. You can see in here, so that's where our relays go. The big main relays, the factory ones go in there. And that's now the fan fuse for the little fan. And we've tapped in to using one of these fuses here for those ones, plus they get an additional fuse as well. We've got an intake pipe. It's ugly though, and we're not happy. We're going to get a bit of kinkiness put onto that end and a bit of kinkiness put onto that end to try and make that look a little bit neater and tidier. For this job here, I've actually called in the favour of a mate. So it's be popping in to see Glenn, and once we get the exhaust done, and he'll get in there and he'll manipulate this like a chiropractor and make it look lovely. Wait, it's back together. Whew. Back in. Oh, we have a bumper on. We have a bumper. We have a nudge bar. Woohoo! While Jason's been doing that, I make some relays and fuses ready to put in. So that's first thing tomorrow morning. I'll slam that in the hole and we'll set it all up. I think we're missing exhaust pipes. I had a little bit of concern just with the clearances in this area down in here. But we'll get an exhaust pipe on and see how it looks. And then heat clearance here. So I've left that on my list of just to keep an eye out. Hello, miss. Hey, don't jump up. Good girl. Good girl. I went through yesterday, played with some nipples. These things still got nipples and they should still get a bit of a lube because we want some slippery nipples. Fuel system's looking good. Drive shaft hoops. Again, there's that exhaust thing. Alright, let's get it so it starts and runs off the vehicle. And we'll look at getting that exhaust sorted. And we're looking pretty close. Cam fitted.
Tuning cam.
Blip, 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 blip. Is that enough? Probably go some more. We'll probably put a bigger cam in it. There we go.
That's better.
You like that?
Yep.
I can probably swing it a bit more again. If I go that, we can probably swing it even more.
Well, that doesn't sound so good, that one.
That's too much, cam? Reducing cam. Oh, it's really getting a swing on now. Back to smooth. I can put the lumpy cam on the switch.
That works.
Oh shit, I haven't configured fans yet.
It works.
Which fan is going on?
That one?
We'll do that now, eh? We'll do fans.
Yeah.
That's just on the settings that was in it. So that's its first time up to temperature properly. What have I done? I've sorted fuel pressure.
Yep.
That was just that zero. It had an error for 0 and a high and low errors was 0, 0.
Yep.
So I sorted that. I've set up the oil light.
Yep.
I've calibrated the APS, calibrated the TPS, and I've got the APS both going in, but it's still giving me a fault code for the APS, the accelerated position sensor, so I can sort that. I want to do air conditioning and I want to do fans, but I needed you here now.
Well, I'm here now.
So I've got to make sure that the secondary fan never turns on
before this is.
without the first fan.
Yeah. Low speed fan.
Yep, our air temp is presently turned off.
Yep.
So if we just coil that, when Glenn does the intake, what intake sensor we're going to put on air temp?
And all Bosch one?
We're going to put that push-in Bosch one.
I think they work. I think they work better. They don't heat so bad, eh?
Okay, so if you grab one of those and a bung to weld in the intake,
I think they'll be
and a plug, you might as well, and a plug. You stay here. I'll turn fans on.
I'll get air temp sensor before I forget.
Okay. So while we've been doing fans, so I bridged that, right? So I bridged that. And then what I've got into the ECU is I've actually got a feedback from this wire. So you go into that with your test light. And I've got AC input into the ECU. So this should turn it on. Yeah, get a bit of earth. And I've actually got it here.
On.
I can see it works. So what I did is I did that to a digital input.
No.
So you've got a digital input coming in when you push the button. You've got the output going to the AC controller. And then I've got a digital input when the pump turns on. So I can actually monitor when the pump turns on. I can see it.
Cool stuff.
And it all works.
don't know if it works.
And it all just works. That's ready to be gassed. So bypass is done, and that can be plugged in when they're ready. Fan set up. What's next? AC set up. Oh, I'm gonna do cruise control. I've still got to wire the cruise control. So it's power on
When it's out.
when it's off. Okay, that's clutch.
Power on. No, it's power.
Power on when the clutch is off. So normally closed. It's a normally closed switch.
Clutch is out, so it's engaged.
Power on. Oh, okay then. I was going the other way.
Pushing it in disengages the clutch. So it turns the clutch off.
We're talking the same language.
Fucking not.
So my cruise control switch isn't working. Well, this wants to see 5 volts, and this is giving a 12 volt signal. Jace is giving me a 12 volt, and some of them are above the voltage level that I need. Okay, I'm going to just take a break, and if you want to put it up on the hoist for me and calibrate some speed inputs. Throttle works too. Throttle works. Throttle works. You just run it up. Check you get a dash and a gearbox speed. Throttle now works. I had one number wrong just to make it a challenge. So one number wrong in the throttle. But I've sorted that thanks to Simon at Link. He picked up on that pretty quickly for me. And now to sort a cruise control switch. I've left this factory computer tied in at the moment. But that looks like it's going to come out. And we'll put a resistor in the line to try and get our voltages down to 5 volts. There's Speedo. Okay, Speedo's done.
I've got 40 on the speedo and 37 on the platform.
Close enough until it's on the road, as long as it works. And I've got both of them. So I've got DI1 and DI2 are both working, so the dash and the laptop are working. Cool. I'm going to do that. Pull up. Sit off. Pull that key. I'm going to pull that pull up out of here. We're going to bridge in a pull up without it going through the ECU, trying to get that cruise working. Then we'll call it a day. Turn the key on. If smoke gets out, turn the key off. Okay, I'm happy with that.
What, the no smoke?
Yeah, I'm happy with no smoke.
Good.
Runtime values, tuning, runtime. I've got analog, cruise control switch, voltage, 499. Turn it on. 0. Yep. Set. 1.93. Yep. Resume. 0.97. Cancel. 3. We're going to have the cruise control that works.
And no smoke.
So pull up. So take it out of the factory ECU. Pull up to 5 volts. 1K pull up.
And the computer.
Into the computer. So I'm just going to put a pull up. I don't know where I put it. Have I got a 5 volt close by? No, I don't. I might be better to just pop it out of here. Okay, let's set it up.
I'll take the key off, eh?
And then we get it back on the ground. I'll work out how to put it all in. Okay. Water cannot be ingested. And the bonus is, while Jace had this off, which that's got a really big hole in this bonnet, eh? These late ones have a really big hole. He was able to reach through and check the clearance for the airbox. We've got a grill. We've got a dodged up air filter intake for the moment, just so it's not sucking in dirt. We must get an air filter. You can see we've got a charcoal canister fitted, that stuff turned up. We've got to go around and clip any extra zip ties, do all those little finishing bits that make it really look completed. Grab the vacuum, or just give this vinyl a bit of a wipe. And in here is almost done. We're doing the last couple of zip ties. There's the link, there's the fuses, so you can actually access them from the front, really easy. Relays not so much there and behind, and then some wiring under there. And Jason's going to do the fuel pump wiring. Of course, they have a factory fuel pump wire already fitted. These ones are really cool, because just on the other side, by your left leg, left foot, there's the wiring for the fuel pump. It's already run back to the tank, so you pop it in the tank, connect that up, and then you just got to run a wire across the cabin. We've got the bits in here ready to go to the exhaust shop. Flanges, oxygen sensors, and we've got a Link air temp sensor, or it's a Bosch air temp sensor in the Link mounting boss. We're getting to the pointy end of the stick, and it's been a big haul. This wiring has been quite a few days of work to make everything work as it should. And I'm really happy that we've got some cruise control numbers going to the Link. They don't work yet. The cruise control isn't set up. We've tested it and we have proven that it doesn't work. But we will make that work with a bit of tweaking and getting some better numbers. And of course doing it on the road. I think on the hoist it doesn't help because it had no load. So it tried to accelerate it. And it could accelerate very easy because there's no truck to push. Yes.
And don't forget it again.
Well, technically when you put your foot on the clutch it should disable it.
Well, it didn't.
So we've got to check. Now I think it had actually already gone in, and I think my numbers were ramped so fast. So I'm pretty sure what it does is it ramped up real quick.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did, yes.
Rev limiter.
Yeah, well, that's why there's a rev limiter in it.
Yeah.
It was actually, I was looking at some suggestions yesterday about rev limits, and someone said, take the hard limit off and just put it on adaptive. Great idea. Who cares? We just rev it till where it won't stop. Not a good idea.
Oh, no, that's
Not on any engine.
yeah.
So, and we've pretty much configured most of the Link now, ready to actually get in and do some tuning and setup. The actual configuration, that was yesterday with the cruise control. That was a day's. Jace was doing all the other little bits and pieces and assembly, sorting bits and pieces. So it was a day's work for two guys to actually get it here. Some of the testing I can't do on my own. So he sits in the driver's seat, pushes buttons up, down, up, down, up, down. We think, we have a discussion, we have a powwow, and then we make changes. And then we recheck everything. And everything we do on this is checked and double checked and checked. The resistor for the cruise control was the answer for that. So it's on the 5 volt now, so that's working. And I've got to just change that other setting for the e-throttle relay. We had another problem yesterday where I had one of the numbers wrong in the Link, and what it was doing is instantly when you're turning the e-throttle on, it was detecting a fault with the throttle position sensor. Oh no, the accelerator position sensor. But it would do it so quick, it didn't actually bring a fault code on, and it would shut the ECU down, or shut the drive-by-wire down. So once we sorted that, we went through a process, and thanks very much to Simon at Link for putting up with me. He checked my map and he said, this is the number you got wrong. And after a long day, it's easy to make mistakes like that, real simple mistake. And we sorted that, so we're all happy with it. And these ones work really well. everything's working good. It's fired up nice. And it's ready to go on a truck and get an exhaust fitted. So that's a big move forward. So we're looking forward to that. You're tagged in, just put that fuel pump wiring in.
I would have had it done by now.
I know. Yeah, I think that's everything, eh?
I think so.
Very good.